This is the BGG Climbers for the week ending 11/24/2021. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to subscribe to Geeklist or look at the games in more detail. So let's take a look at the list. Now, one thing I'll note is this is probably the first Geek List where we're going to see the post BGG Con games. Now, PAX Unplugged hasn't happened yet, so that'll be coming later, maybe with a little bit lighter weight games. So we'll see here. Tabens Nui. Hopefully, I got that right. Builders of So this one we've looked at before. It's actually done a little bit better this week. It was dropping its ratings a little bit. It did a little bit better. Now it only got a very few amount of ratings. So clearly we'll see this game. We'll probably see it more often coming up, and we'll see if it picks back up. I mean, 8 is a pretty solid rating, but I would say maybe not enough anymore to be guaranteed to be able to get into the top 100. If you're starting out in the 7s and 8s. So that's number 10, Tabens Nui, Builders of Number 9, Dinosaur Island, Rawr and Right. So this is a game I played. I actually have a playthrough. We looked at early in its development. I don't know how much it changed since then. I don't think a huge amount. It was definitely a heavier weight flip and right roll and right. And I think it has if I remember right, it has like a drafting mechanism, which I think worked out pretty well. We played it digitally because it wasn't available yet, and I would say it's going to work better in person. There is a lot going on in this game. There's a lot of paths you can go down. It has, let's see if we can see this. So you have to build your pins or things on your map, and there's goals in terms of cycling through this. There's goals in terms of getting different dinosaur stuff. There's goals in terms of upgrading your people and park. Like, there's just a lot going on in this game. I think it looks really, really good for a roll and write. I guess my only hesitation is that usually when I'm going for a roll and write, well, I think this is a good game, and it seems to be doing better in terms of ratings than I think Dinosaur World. I typically don't want a really heavy roll and write most of the time when I'm going for that genre. So anyway, there you have it. That is Dinosaur Island Rawr and Right, which I think is a great name. And where do I think this is going to end up? It's probably not going to end up in the top 100 just because most roll and writes don't, but it is going to be a strong entry to the roll and write genre. Number 9, Dinosaur Island Rawr and Right. Number 7, Seven Wonders Architects. So this is essentially a new version of Seven Wonders-esque gameplay. It is not doing as well as even I thought it was going to do. So this one is probably going to be short-lived on this list. Maybe we'll see it a couple more weeks as people pick it up that are big fans of Seven Wonders. But it just looks like I got rid of my copy of Seven Wonders, I believe, or was trying to a while ago. And that's just simply because I haven't played it in years. I feel like there's easier to teach drafting games. Maybe that don't work with 7 players, but I almost never have 7 players anymore to play with. Usually my gaming groups are 4 or sometimes 5. So anyway, this is Seven Wonders Architects, number 8. Number 7, Land vs. Sea. So we haven't seen this one. It does, I don't know, the box is kind of weird. I always thought it's like a map. So let's see what this one is. Here be dragons. Medieval cartographers make a map filled with delightful details. Interesting. So, okay, so it's a map building game. Part puzzle, part game. Plays either land or sea, or a cartographer in a 3-player game. Each player plays with double-sided hex, land, sea shapes, and place tiles. So I do like that they're using hexagonal tiles. I know a lot of these like tile placement games use square ones. I think that's great. Dragons and flying pigs, I guess. It does look like this one is not super strong. At least a super strong start. I think that color scheme, I mean, the little pictures on here works, but it's very kind of bland color scheme. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Even I guess I even got the impression from the box. I guess inside the box you have your scoring markers, which I mean, interesting, but I don't know if it was really necessary to do something that fancy with this game. It does look like a lighter weight game, which again will limit how well it does on the BGG ratings typically. So this one's probably almost definitely not going to end up in the top 100, just given its weak start and its lightweight nature. So that's number 7, Land and Sea, Land versus Sea. Number 6, Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. So again, I'm surprised that this is a separate game. I mean, there were some minor changes and obviously artwork revisions. I mean, I kind of like the new box art, but I also kind of like the grumpy old men. It was almost a classic, like uh, bad box art. This one is probably, or maybe almost certainly, going to end up in the top 100. The only reason why I wouldn't is if not enough people buy it, I think. So that is number 6, Great Western Trail 2nd Edition. Number 5, Unfathomable. So this one is doing really well. I think this one will eventually end up in the top 100 as well. Battlestar Galactica was a really popular game. And I guess if it doesn't, it's surely going to be because not enough people buy it. But given that this is Arkham Horror, it's going to be likely in print for a while. Probably we'll get some expansions, which will breathe the new life into it every so often. I do think it's probably going to barely get in the top 100, maybe be in the 75 to 100 range, just because Battlestar Galactica I think was maybe around 50 or 60 the last time I checked. I don't think it's going to do better than BSG. So that's number 5, Unfathomable. Number 4, Role Player Adventure. So this is a game that I'm really looking forward to trying out at some point. I really want to play with build my own character in Role Player and bring it into Role Player Adventures and use it there. I may end up doing the whole thing solo. We'll see. We'll see whenever I can get my hands on this. I didn't back the Kickstarter, so it may be a while, and I have enormous amounts of games to play that I just haven't gotten to the table because of COVID. So I think this will probably end up in the top 100 at some point. It's getting really strong ratings for its start. It's already got 200. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is something that people that like Role Player and people that backed it are really happy with. So and actually, Thunderworks Games has a history of games getting the top 100. I think Cartographers may have even gotten it, which is really good for a roll and write. So that's number 4, Role Player Adventures. Number 3, Radlands. So this is another interesting game, and it's doing really well. I like the artwork on it. I just don't know if the gameplay ever intrigued me enough. I did look at this when it was on Kickstarter. And I'm not going to go out and say this one's probably going to hit the top 100. This could be enthusiasm from the backers, and the ratings may fall off in a little bit. But let's see on this one. It could, and I do like the art direction in the game, even if I haven't played. That's number 3, Radlands. Number 2, The Crew Mission Deep Sea. So this one is going to end up in the top 100. You can see it. It's already at 411, and it's been on this list for many weeks. It's got an average rating of 8.46, which is really high. Crew is an amazing game. I got to believe that this is another amazing game. And I still can't believe that I guess everyone thought trick taking was kind of a dead genre in board games. At least I did until I saw this. Even when I heard that this was a cooperative trick taking game, I was like, I don't know about that. But I agree. It's an amazing game. It's really approachable. It's got a lot of thinking that's going on. And it's one of the few limited communication games I really like. I don't like Hanabi. I think it's, I don't know. I just think that it's like a solvable game basically to use it, you have to come up with a communication method. Here, you just can't communicate except for very limited information. And you have to take the tricks in a certain order. It's just phenomenal. And because the system works around a core mechanism of trick taking. You can have these different missions that vary it up a little bit, give you new things to do. It keeps everything fresh. The gameplay, I think I don't know, we played with 5 and some of the missions were really hard, so I think it's probably best with 3 or 4 people, but phenomenal game. Amazing game. Number 2, The Crew Mission Deep Sea. Number 1, Boon Lake. So this game is interesting. It's actually picking up some steam here. This could be from BGCon this last week. Maybe a lot of people were finally able to try Boon Lake, and maybe it's really impressed people. I have heard that it's very similar to Maracaibo and Great West and sort of Great Western Trail, which kind of disappoints me because I like Maracaibo a lot. And with the expansion coming out, I'm hoping that it's going to be even better. But let's see. I mean, I would not be opposed to having another Alexander Pfister game that I want to pick up. So that's number 1, Boon Lake. So that is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 11/24/2021. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.